Hi, hello. Welcome to my live today. I'm so happy if you guys can join me here live. If you cannot join me live and watching this in replay, that's awesome too. Please don't forget to leave your hashtag live if you're watching it live, hashtag replay if you're watching it in the replay. And welcome. So happy to see you here today with me. Also, if you're watching this here with me live, don't hesitate to come and say hi. I'm always happy to hear from all of you. So let's not waste the time. I know your time is precious. Let's not waste the time. Today, the topic that we're talking about is what to do with to-do lists. And before we jump into it, if you're new to my world, my name is Jenny Black, and I'm mindset and transformation coach. And I help busy working moms who are in constant stress, tired of feeling like a failure and riddled with the mom guilt. I help them to find their voice and identity so that they can get back to the joy of being a mom. So, welcome. Today we're talking about what to do with to-do lists. Sorry a little bit about moving it. I know I was supposed to go live on Wednesday, but because of the Valentine's Day, I got a couple of requests where people were saying that they were busy. So we moved it to Thursday, and unfortunately, I think I put it the wrong time on Facebook. So hopefully you found me. Hopefully you're here with me, and if you're here with me, welcome. I'm really happy to see you today. So today we're going to be talking what to do with to-do lists, and I'm going to talk first about my story that relates to to-do list, and I'm going to be talking about um, what a to-do list is designed for and how we're supposed to approach them, and finally, uh, you know, the frustrations that we create around to-do lists and what to do about them as well. So I'm gonna start a little bit with my story about the to-do lists and why I wanted to bring this to you, because I think my story is very typical of many busy working moms. I used to have this love-hate relationship with to-do lists. They were my lifeline, my roadmap to getting things done. But at the same time, I really hated them, and they brought lots of frustration for me and self-doubt. I would create long, exhaustive lists. That's what I used to do all the time, and convinced that I have to do them immediately. I would be checking on myself all the time and really found myself hardly scratching the surface of those lists. And that made me feel so defeated and overwhelmed. It made my overwhelm and my stress, to tell the truth, even worse. So if that sounds familiar to you, believe me, you're not alone. So what happened to me? So one day I decided this is have to change, and I have to shift the things. I wanted to change this never ending circles of love and hate with those to-do lists. I wanted to feel good about them. So I started to approach them differently and trying to do things differently around them. And as I started doing it, it came to me. It came to me, as always, so many things come unexpectedly. That my relationship with my to-do list really mirrored my relationship with myself, which is actually the case for so many things. Very often, when we have a relationship with something or with someone that doesn't go well, we always need to look first at ourselves and how we contribute to these relationships, because the relationships are always about two people, and especially if it's a relationship with something else like to-do list. And with to-do list, it was a relationship between me and a piece of paper, pretty much, right? So So I started to incorporate more mindfulness and self-compassion into planning my life and in my to-do lists. And that really helped me to change so many things. Transforming my relationship with the to-do list has been very eye-opening for me. I now feel more in control of my life, capable of managing my time, and prioritizing the right things. And so that is why I really wanted to come here and teach a little bit more about that. And I hope you guys find it um, really helpful as well. So now we're gonna talk a little bit more about what to-do lists are for. So if we dial in on a to-do list, what really to-do list design is to help us remember what we need to do, not anything else. They have become much more than that for many and many of us. So, and that is why remembering and going back to basics and understanding what it is for. It is for us to dump our mental clutter into a piece of paper so we can free our mind to do and enjoy everyday lives. And so now when I treat my to-do list, I treat them this way. I fill in everything that needs to be done on the paper. I do kind of a brain dump, and then I separate into several categories. The categories are very urgent, urgent, needs to be done soon, and the rest. So then I only give myself 3 to 4 items on my to-do list for today. So I have a specially dedicated list for today, and I put on there only 3 to 4 items per day and no more, because otherwise I know that I will not have time to do it. And as we talked in the previous week, if you watched my live about the calendars, overscheduling is the biggest sin why people hate the calendars, and the same is true with to-do lists. The biggest reason why people despise to-do lists and hate them and don't like them, because we overload them. But in order to do the brain dump, what we need to do, we just need to do several to-do lists. And so we pull from those to-do lists. We're looking at the very urgent, what needs to be done soon, and we're pulling what needs to be done today. What has to be done today, and that should be not that many items, okay? So once I put them on there, that's what I stick to. And at the end of the day, I celebrate the items that I have completed. And as I go, I can adjust my schedule. If I see the 3 or 4 items that I give myself, because some people, they have a tendency to separate into really small tasks, and other people really, pull everything together into one task. So depending on the way you do the tasks, the way you define the tasks, the way you put them on your calendar, right? So depending on all of that, you adjust as you go. So if you notice that you really do everything quickly, maybe you need to do, instead of 3 4 tasks for the day, maybe you need to do more than that. And vice versa, if you make them really big, if your tasks are huge, then maybe you need only 1 or 2 per day. So we want to be mindful and adjust as we go, but this is what the general rule that I would start with. Okay. So now when we discuss is what to-do lists are designed for, and how we want to design them, and how we want to go about them. Also, let's talk about the frustrations that we create around to-do lists. And let me tell you one thing that lots of people don't want to hear. The frustrations that we create around to-do lists very often are self-inflicted, and it's hard to hear, and it was hard to hear for me myself, because I was like, but like, look at all the stuff that I need to do. I mean, no wonder I'm stressed and overwhelmed, right? But the thing is, it's up to us put certain tasks on that list. It's up to us mark them as a urgent. It's up to us to tell us that we need to do it today. So if for some reason I want to clean the whole kitchen today, this is something that I decided I need to do today. And if I don't clean the whole kitchen today, I might keep myself accountable and feel bad about it and beat myself up about it. But the truth is, cleaning the whole kitchen is too big of an item to go through the one day if that's what I put on my to-do lists. Okay? And so when I put it in this way on my to-do list, I self-inflict on myself the fact that I know I'm not gonna finish it, and then I'm gonna beat myself up for not doing this. And honestly, it took me a while to start realizing it and adjusting my work correctly so that I am mindful of my time. I am mindful of what I can and cannot achieve in that day. We need to shift our perspective that things need to be everything needs to be crossed off for us to feel bad. We need to shift our perspective from the fact that everything has to be done today and everything is urgent, and really start to understand that our life is not about constantly running and rushing and having things achieved. When we get to that point where we all want to go, when our kids graduate, when we become empty nesters, when we retire, when we are on our deathbed, is that what we're really always looking for? The life is about living. It's not about constantly being efficient and checking and ticking things off of your to-do list. And sometimes we really need a reminder about it. So I invite you to sit today with that reminder, to kind of breathe with it, take some deep breaths. Just remind yourself that not everything has to be ticked off of your to-do lists. Practice releasing the things off your plate and letting them go. And practice also forgiving yourself for not completing everything. So let's take a deep breath, and that's what I invite you to practice today. Let's take a deep breath and remember that our life is about living, about having fun during the day, not ticking the things off and not always accomplishing everything on our to-do list. I hope that was helpful, guys. So today we talk about what to do with to-do lists. We talked about my story with to-do list. We talk about what to-do lists are designed for and how it's the best way to approach them, and also why we might have frustrations around the to-do lists and what to do about that. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. Send me a personal message. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. So I want to remind you one more thing. Our relationship with our to-do list mirrors our relationship with ourselves, and we want to remember that. So we want to practice that compassion. We want to practice letting things go. We want to practice being in a good state, even if it's not complete, even if it's not every single thing is checked off of it. So how are you treating yourself today? How are you treating yourself on a daily basis? Put that into the action. Put it into your to-do lists. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around with me, listening to this live. If you're listening this in replay, please don't forget to put #replay. Thank you so much for listening. As always, send me any questions, put them in the comments, send me a DM. Always happy to hear from you. And until next Wednesday, when we're going to be talking about another fun topic, I will be announcing it later today. All right. See you. Bye.